Welcome back to the channel 6 GB of video memory. We are working again with NVIDIA p.106-100 video accelerator, which is analog to GTX 1060. Today during the experiments we will limit the energy consumption of the video accelerator up to 50% of the normal and see how the neural networks work. Undervolting is carried out with the video accelerator. In the MCI auto-burner program I set such a curve frequency of the voltage so that the voltage on the video chip does not exceed 0.9 volts. We will start testing with the launch of large language models. The first model is Gemma 3 4B size. Through MCI Afterburner we switch the video accelerator into the power limit mode 15%, launch the model. The quantization of the model is Q4K. Let's try the first request and see how many tokens per second our model will give at such limit. The video accelerator firmware works so that when the power limit is reached, the video core frequency decreases. Thus, the energy consumption is reduced. I ask it to write the code model on the Python, which is what is doing now. As you can see, the generation speed is 20 tokens per second. The speed of processing the request is about 8 tokens per second. Increase the power limit to 100% and try the same request again. By the way, you will certainly ask, why test the power reduction? When I just put the video accelerator into the computer, there was one power supply for 350 watts, and periodically, especially during the launch of the generation of pictures through the ComfyUI, the power supply was not enough and the computer turned off suddenly. I got a second, not very powerful supply just for powering the video accelerator. So, what do we see at the 100% power limited? The speed has slightly increased by 25 tokens per second. That is about a quarter faster to remove power limitation. Let's try another large language model, Saiga Mistral. Quantization Q4K, also GGUF format. So I put the second power supply that powered the video accelerator. It was turned on through 12-volt relay from the first power supply. Over time, however, I paid attention to such an option in the MCI Afterburner as an opportunity to reduce the power limit, and I decided to reduce the power consumption of the video accelerator to 60 watts, that is up to 50%. In this situation, I could get rid of the second power supply if everything was normal. Therefore, we test the second large language model with a 50% power limit. We look at the speed of generation tokens. So the result is we have removed the power limit, and again we try the same request on the same large language model, Saiga Mistral. Again we ask to write a script on Python to combine two text files, and we look at the speed of generation tokens. Video memory is about 5 gigabytes. The temperature of the video chip is about 40 degrees. The speed of generation is 70 or rather 18 tokens per second. It has grown a little, although by some tenths of %. That is, despite the limit in power by half, the speed changes, let's say, no so noticeable. Let's try the third large language model, OpenChat. Also the Q4KM format GGUF. We start server again. We used Llama.CPP server. Video memory is not yet occupied. The second language model is loaded in the RAM. Again we ask for some simple request. Something is wrong with the OpenChat model on the Llama server. Perhaps something is wrong with the setting. In general, we spent 2 minutes in vain. The model was stuck. At least we looked at the two models successfully. These are Saiga Mistral and Gemma 3. And we found out that the difference in productivity is about 25%. Personally, it is acceptable for me to remove the second power supply and make a limit on the consumption of video accelerator. Let's test speech recognition speed. We use Faster Whisper XXL. This version of Whisper is especially for Windows, assembled to be precise. For launch, a bat file is used, and I moved the required sound file or other video file to the bat file. The recognition has begun. Let's look at the speed. Limit at 50%. Energy consumption of the video card. And what we see is recognition speed is about 5 seconds per second. Now we increase the limit to 100%. We run the video file recognition again. Strange, the speed slowed down by about 6 seconds per second, although I increased the energy consumption. Let's try to run the set energy consumption limit again. Maybe this is a random deviation. Let's try. We run. Yeah, the same 5 seconds. That is, these are probably accidental fluctuations. Now I will remove the energy consumption restriction and run again. Let's see how much speed will be. Running forward, I will say about the same speed of 5.5 seconds per second. In general, the restriction of energy consumption for specific recognition of speech with the help of Faster Whisper XXL is another proof in favor of setting the restriction of energy consumption and removing the second power supply. We continue in the second part, since I cannot load the video for more than 15 minutes.